Brain Scholar. If you understand the subject, do like and share the channel. Thank you. Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about a different cell organelle which is generally found in all eukaryotic cell. Okay, that is mitochondria. We also know that mitochondria is also called as a powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so today we will discuss about its structure in detail regarding the structure and functions too. Okay, so mitochondria is called as semi-autonomous, means it can work on itself. Okay, like autonomous is the one which called as the one which work by own. Okay, but here it is called as semi-autonomous, means half of the power of this of working, of taking decision is there with the mitochondria. Okay, and second is it is a membrane bound, as right you will hear this repeatedly that all the cell organelles are membrane bound. Okay, so now you should always, like blindly you can say that yes, these all cell organelles are membrane bound, means their outer covering is being double layer. Okay, and yes, mitochondria is found in eukaryotic cells. Okay, second is, as I just mentioned, that it is a powerhouse of the cell. When we are saying the powerhouse, it means that it is generating something which will accelerate its speed. So powerhouse is why it is called as powerhouse, because it generates the ATP molecules through aerobic respiration and oxidative phosphorylation. Just remember these two terms, aerobic respiration and oxidative phosphorylation, and because of this it is able to generate ATP molecules, and that ATP molecule will produce the energy, and that's why this mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so I will not go in detail regarding the aerobic respiration and oxidative phosphorylation. We will just focus on the structure right now. Okay, so structurally, if we see the mitochondria, like if this is the cell, here inside here this is the nucleus. Around this nucleus you will find hundreds of mitochondria which are present inside the cell. Okay, if you just see any single mitochondria, it is having a double layer. When we are saying double layer, it is having the outer layer and the inner layer, and in between these two layers there is a space which is called as intermembrane space or a lumen. Lumen is nothing but a space, a kind of a room for all the different activities or a secretion. Okay, and inside this, the inner membrane which is there, it shows certain kind of enfoldings, or we can say a finger like projections which are present inside the inner membrane. Okay, and these enfoldings are nothing but called as Cristae. Okay, so now we will just see one by one the outer membrane, which is smooth and continuous, and this outer membrane have a specific type of protein which are nothing but called as porines. Okay, remember this, porine proteins are present on the outer membrane. Generally in competitive exam it is generally asked that which type of proteins are there, so just keep in mind it is porine proteins which are present in outer membrane of mitochondria. Okay, which makes it permeable to small molecules and the ion to get inside or outside the membrane of mitochondria. Okay, next is intermembrane. It is a narrow region which I said that intermembrane space is there. Okay, so it is a very narrow region in between the outer and inner membrane, and what is the role of it? It is important in ATP production. Okay, that space actually gives the kind of a place where ATP production generally takes place, and it contains the compounds of electron transport chain. Okay, so I will not go in detail right now with this electron transport chain, but it contains the components which are required for the electron transport chain and ATP synthetase. Okay, so intermembrane is not just a space between outer and inner layer, but it provides a space for different activities. Okay, that is, it contains the components for electron transport chain and ATP synthetase. Okay, Cristae are nothing but the finger like projections which are present inside the mitochondria. Okay, so finger like projection, infolding. Why? What is the role of this cristae? It increases the surface area for the respiration. Very important. Like when you are running and you feel like there is like you feel the lack of oxygen, or you just breathe very heavily. So at that time, the most important cell organelle which is working is the mitochondria, and these infolding gives the surface area for the respiration. Okay. Next is, it provides a space for proteins that are involved in oxidative phosphorylation. Okay. And next is a matrix. So inside this, okay, there is a region that is nothing but called as matrix. Okay, it is the innermost compartment of mitochondrion. Okay, mitochondrion, this term is used when a single mitochondria is there. Okay, and this matrix, like just imagine a room where all the things are present. So this matrix, it acts as a room inside the mitochondria, and it contains enzymes, mitochondrial DNA, very important, RNA, ribosomes, and various metabolic enzymes which will be required for oxidative phosphorylation or aerobic respiration. Okay, I would like to come on this very important part of mitochondrial DNA. Okay, and that's why it is called as semi-autonomous organelle. Okay, only in eukaryotic cell, okay, like here the nucleus have the chromosomes. Inside the chromosomes you will find that there is a DNA. In DNA you have the genes. Okay, and in the cell, in the eukaryotic cell, not just this nucleic DNA is working, but in mitochondria and in chloroplast, they have their own DNA. Okay, which will help them to work more fastly. Okay, though they have their own DNA, they do depend on the DNA which is present inside the nucleus also. Okay, so it is not just this DNA is working on its own, it is dependent on the DNA which is present in nucleus. But yes, this DNA helps for the self replication of the cell organelle in both mitochondria and chloroplast. Okay, so it plays a very important role. Like any other cell organelle, like your Golgi complex or endoplasmic reticulum, they don't have this type of DNA. Only and only mitochondria and chloroplast have their own DNA. Okay, and this DNA is generally circular in shape, and it also have ribosome, RNA, and protein synthesizing machinery, and that's why this is called as semi-autonomous organelle. Okay, so this is about the structure of mitochondria. The functions of mitochondria we will discuss in the other video. Okay, so do be in touch. So thank you for watching. Thank you.